Alright guys, so let me tell you guys my story real quick. I actually am a full-time entrepreneur, if I already said that for the 10 billionth time. And the reason I got into it was I was kind of just sick of being broke. I was born in the United States, but my parents actually came here from Korea. And growing up, it was kind of difficult because you know, I can get into later detail, but when the recession hit, it was real difficult for my family. And I've always been in a family that didn't really have that much money, to say the least. And I always thought going to college and then working a regular job was going to be enough for to support myself financially. But I also really want to support my parents in the future. So I really got into entrepreneurship just to help myself and just to help my family. And the way it started was actually just last year. So I haven't been an entrepreneur my whole life. I haven't, ran a business my whole life, but I did start a year ago. And the way I started was I was just sick of being broke. And then I looked at my phone and I was like on Google and YouTube, and I think everyone like does this to a certain degree. It's like how to make money online. And when I looked at it, I remember I got like a recommendation for this one video, and it was this one Asian dude with like a red bandana like outside of a freaking bamboo tree, and I still remember this day. So I went to go take a poop, and I was like, I'm sick of being broke, man. And then this guy's name is Mike Vestille, so I've been like sub to him for a while, but his older videos kind of motivated me to get to where I am now. It's kind of funny, like I wore this dress shirt, and I never wear dress shirts like this. It's not even really a dress shirt, like I'm wearing sweatpants under this, but I was like, dang, for my first video ever on this channel, I gotta be looking fresh, man. But if you guys know me, I'm not the type of person to really like dress like with button down shirts. It's just not my style. I just like regular t-shirts. I like being comfortable. But prior to starting this, I was actually going to community college because in high school, the story is in high school, I actually didn't do that well. In high school, I was a really, really big troublemaker. I used to get into fights with a lot of kids, not for a bad reason. I wasn't a bad kid, okay? I just want to say I was a lost kid. I would get into fights because usually I'd be like standing up for people. I mean, there's times when like someone just actually pissed me off and I was just like, you about to get it. But it really made me into the person I am now, all the mistakes I made in the past. And I really got into sports heavily as well. So I got into rugby at one point in my life, and we went to nationals. I played for states. I live in Maryland, by the way, and rugby was a huge deal. So I went from tackle football to rugby. And before finishing up my high school career, I actually got 2 Division I scholarships to go ahead and play rugby for 2 schools. One of them was a private school, one of them was a public school, and it was very expensive, to say the least. One of them was out of state, the other one was in state, but a private school. So the tuition was around like $55,000, but then with the scholarship, it was still down to like $20,000. And to me, that wasn't enough. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna pay $20,000. 20,000 times 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I ain't doing that, man. So last second, I was just like, I need to go to a school, but I need to go somewhere that's not gonna be that expensive. It's so nice living in the United States because we have community college. A lot of people look down on community colleges, and I'm telling you this from experience because since I'm Korean, man, let me tell you, Koreans judge a lot. It's like I don't know why, our culture just judges a lot. So it's like, yo, what school do you go to? And you don't say anything. You don't tell them it's a university, and you say, yeah, I go to Montgomery College. Yeah, I go to Howard Community College. People be looking at you like, yeah, you some sort of dumbass. I'll be real with you guys. That's how it be. So growing up, I struggled a lot because in high school I had a lot of friends, but then the transition to community college is like going from oh shit, I'm like the coolest guy in the world to I have no friends, and what am I doing with my life, and what is my life purpose? So I really, really was able to find myself during that time because of the isolation, because of the depression. And I want to go into depth on my story in the future, but just a brief introduction about myself, going through that and then going into the workforce and realizing like I'm not really happy with what I'm doing. It inspired me to start a business. It inspired me and relit the fire of entrepreneurship that I had since I was a kid. Let me tell y'all, if you ever played Yu-Gi-Oh! Guys, I used to finesse Yu-Gi-Oh cards, man, back in the day. I had no money, but Yu-Gi-Oh was like a form of currency. You beat someone, you get that card, you flip that card. it was working like that. So after I was motivated, I got into books. I started reading The 4-Hour Workweek, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and this is kind of the journey a lot of people take. And if you guys haven't read those books, I highly recommend you to. It's really good. If you're not a big reader, because I wasn't, I failed high school, I would recommend you getting an audiobook. When you're driving a lot, it's really, really nice just to listen, and plus it makes the driving experience a lot easier. No one told me about it. I would listen to music. I would listen to the radio, and I would actually get upset on the radio because I hate mainstream songs. Like, I hate it. So listening to audiobooks has really used that spare time in my life to make me a better person, and to this day I'm still listening to audiobooks, podcasts, reading books, and y'all see that? That's my little collection up there since I started. But yeah, guys, just a brief overview. I'm not where I want to be, but I want to document my journey, and I want to be able to help people who were in my shoes. Because guys, there's YouTubers I could watch, but there's never any YouTubers I can really relate to. Nobody really talks about their struggles, which is kind of annoying, because I know for a fact as a business owner right now, and I hired my first employee like a few months ago, and my business was getting to a point where I couldn't manage it by myself. It has never been a straight line, you guys. It has always been an up and down journey, and I want to share like my experiences with that, just in case anyone else is. And then I also want to do like interviews. I want to do day in the life vlogs. I want to talk about my travel hacks and how I travel for free, because I am a broke boy. I was a broke boy, and I utilized one method that I'm gonna make in an upcoming video on how I travel for free. And just for like credibility, I've been doing Shopify dropshipping for quite a little bit now. I got into it. I never bought a course, but I listened to all these YouTube videos. If you show me any YouTube video out on the market, I've probably seen it. I've probably heard of that YouTuber. I probably watched all of his videos. I've seen every YouTube video that I can think about on Shopify dropshipping. So at the moment, I own multiple business ventures. I have multiple dropshipping stores. I have an Amazon FBA. That's what I say. I have an Amazon FBA business with one of my partners. And then on top of that, I have a few influencer accounts that I manage. So those accounts, I went from 0 to, one of them has like 20,000 followers right now. It's not a lot, but it's kind of like a viable thing. You know what I mean? I don't want to say I got 0 to 1 million followers and like try to make it all clickbaity and make it unrealistic. I went to 0 to 20,000 in a span of a few months, and I want to share like everything I did with you guys, how I got there. And if you're asking yourself why, because you should always ask yourself why, no matter who you're watching. Even if you're watching me, ask yourself why. But the reason I am making this channel is because I want to just document my journey, and I want to become an influencer, because there's a long-term success in being an influencer compared to running a business. And I'll be straight up with you guys. A lot of the people you watch, they're just trying to sell you a course, and I don't really like it, because it's not the fact that they're making money, but it's the fact that when people actually buy these courses, they never get anything out of it, and their money's gone. And if you Google people, you can kind of see and like hear reviews now, and it's kind of becoming more translucent in the light, if that makes any sense. But a lot of people also fake their numbers, which I hate too. So right now it's like September. I had the best month in July, and this is how much I made in July. So I don't want to like expose myself. So there's dropshippers in the YouTube niche that be making like 100K a month. And when I hear that, they're hiding something. Like, I don't want to be that skeptical, pessimistic fool, you know what I'm saying? Because I hate those, but they're not saying something. It's either they're able to have a connection with like a huge Facebook fan page, or they're just doing something that they're not going to tell you, because it's going to cripple their success. And on top of that, most of the people that teach dropshipping now, they don't dropship. It's kind of funny. Most of them don't. And yeah, so I'm just gonna share my experience. I'm just gonna share my journey. I'm gonna be posting a lot of self-improvement things, like I said. I wanna post gym vlogs, how I've been able to get to the level I am right now. And like I said, you guys, I am not I don't even want you to think that I'm on like some of the levels, like some other people's levels. Just see me as like a peer where I'm able to just share my experiences, because I didn't want to make a channel for a really long time because I was getting so discouraged. So if you guys made it this far, thank you so much for watching, you know, and just expect more things to come, all right? So I'm gonna peace out, but I'm gonna be uploading more. So if you liked it, subscribe, drop a comment, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.